Good evening, Australia. Welcome to the show. I'm Michael Kazilny. Tough times never last. Thank you for tuning in. We've had some really amazing guests on the couch over the last few years, and very authentic and very real. Tonight we've got the great man Sam Newman. Thank you for coming on, Sam. We don't really need to speak too much about tough times because you've had such a successful life.
Oh no, my life is just one tough battle after another.
We've just seen excitement, you know. Sam, where did it all start off? Where did you grow up, and when did you become?
Assuming I have grown up.
Lovely to meet the great man.
Pleasure, man. No problem.
What does it feel like to be one of Australia's sporting heroes to the young and the old?
I don't know, man. I was just a kid with a dream. You know what I mean? And I had a obsession, with my dream, and I put it in the hard yards and hard work and dedication, discipline, and everything you need in order to achieve it. And,
amazing. Did you read a lot of books, or did you have a mentor?
Putting yourself in an awkward situation with, very, very little positiveness about the outcome. So you have to take risks in life.
Yes.
And that includes taking a risk in painting. What you paint, you don't know whether you're going to actually eat bread tomorrow or you're going to have boiled rice.
For a long time I was very high functioning. I had very successful businesses, the footy club, and I could present to the world as high functioning. But when those things were stripped away from me and I lost the presidency of the footy club, a year later I married a girl, and that lasted 4 months, that marriage, and that got stripped away. All of a sudden I was naked, I was bare, I was emotionally raw. Mm-hmm. And what I found out was that I didn't have the emotional skills to cope with setbacks.
What do you think happened along from lawyer to prisoner?
Alcohol.
The grog?
Yeah, the grog. I was drinking... I got disbarred in 1979. In the last 3 or 4 years, I was drinking 30, 40 beers a day, 6 days a week.
I remember you were saying that last time. You're finishing a case at the Magistrates Court. You said they were happy days. You're having...
No, I enjoyed everything about the drink except what happened. What happened to me was it changed all my morals and ethics. Yeah. And in the end, everything I'd been brought up to believe was right was now wrong.
It's not reality TV, it's manipulative TV, whereas Dancing with the Stars, they wanted you to be good. Celebrity and Apprentice, how am I going to beat Prue McSqueen? She's had 3 arguments, she's cried 5 times today, she's given them in bucket loads what they want, so they're going to sack me because I'm trying to be nice to people. I'm not going to dish, all these legends of Australia, like Dermot Brereton, Dawn Fraser. What do you say? She's a bitch. Oh, Jeff Fennick's a soft prick. You can't do that. So, I had respect for these people and they want me to diss them.
Well, I started playing footy around about I was 14 years of age, and at school I was a bit of a hyperactive young kid. Back in those days, they used to call you a pain in the backside. But because I could run and jump all day, I took on sport in general, and footy became part of my life. And I went to Hawthorn at 16 and a half years of age and finished at 33 and continue on.
I started promoting pop groups and Radio 1 disc jockeys. And then I came here when I was 21 years old, and I worked for an importer promoting biorhythm calculators and negative ion generators. And then I opened a nightclub called The Zoo, and I was the head zookeeper. And every week I'd have a celebrity as guest DJ. So I had Brooke Shields, Evel Knievel, Jeff Boycott, Dennis Lilly. And then I worked for a radio station for a couple of years. Then I started my business, Marks and Sparks.
I got the dance teachers who were break dancers, hip-hop dancers, poppers, lockers. We got the best in Australia. Put them all together and put the show together in a couple of weeks. Got to Vegas and said, here we are. But little did we know that all you're doing is leasing the right to perform at a theatre. So you've got to pay rental costs, you've got to pay marketing, promotions, everything has to be paid for, visas, accommodation. All you're doing is renting a theatre.
Well, now I'm working for One Championship, which is the largest sports media property in Asia. We broadcast to 128 countries, over 1 billion people. So it's mixed martial arts fighting, and we're all over the world. And we were just in Manila last week with 20,000 people, in Jakarta the week before with 20,000 people live. And they're huge shows, and I'm thrilled to be at the helm of that one. I'm loving every moment of it.
For me, it's surreal just watching that clip. And, you know, as a little kid who idolised Arnold, and to be his business partner now and travelling the world with him 6 or 8 times a year.
How long have you done that for?
This is my 4th year on the road with him. So I travel with him at least 6 times a year, sometimes 8, been to movie premieres and all that. But mostly we do the Arnold Sports Festival.
Your mates?
We've become great mates, yeah. He's become a real mentor to me and taken an interest in my life and business. He's the smartest guy I've ever met.
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't have a choice. Confession to make. I didn't have a choice, did I? I mean, it's just so nice now they don't live at home. So, like, I don't have to put up with it every day. Prior to that, every day it was like I'm walking on eggshells, looking over my shoulder, wondering where's a camera hidden, or where are these 2 clowns going to pop up?
I did Sons and Daughters, and then I moved on to another show called what was that called? Possession, where I played the Honourable Nikki Shannon or something like that. I had to say things like, "Oh, do you go riding?" I was like that, very English and posh. And then I moved down to Melbourne for a while to do Neighbours, and then when I was in Melbourne, I met Toddy Goldsmith and the gorgeous Eve von Bibra and Angelica Labazetta, and we formed the Shantuzi.
Great memories?
From all, yeah, fantastic memories. It was a fun comedy to do. Everyone was a lot of fun, a lot of larrikins on set.
How did a bloke who grew up in the western suburbs all of a sudden become a superstar movie actor? How did that tell me about the story?
Well, look, you know, like it was drama was something that I enjoyed in high school. You know, I had a choice.
Which high school?
Ardoch.
Kappa, you beauty. You know what I love about this segment? As you know, I'm a criminal lawyer.
Kappa, you
Such
beauty.
a negative, you beauty. It's a very funny segment. Tell me about the tennis.
And it's fun. Went to tennis with Tomic, and he's a bit of a tosser. He tried hard, but he lost again. And he said he's worth 13 mil. He's going to go home and count his money. I made 13 mil about 10 years ago, Tomic. Let's get on board. Forget the money. Play well and get back in the top 20 like
Warwick,
used to be.
Forget about the money. What can platform viewers expect over the next few months?
We went and saw the Bears last week, Bears reunion, and Mark Williams' place, and 3 people rolled up because they were a bit jealous. I was on $3 million a year. But anyway, stuff them. Doesn't matter. It's all about Warwick Kappa. We're going to America in the next 3 months with Rosie and Togsy and yourself.
In LA?
Of course
what
we are.
What
LA
are we going to do
studios. We're going to work on our suntan and our teeth.
300 pills that I had, like Baclin, Valium, and a whole lot of other
Just
things.
couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Just couldn't cope with it. I had no purpose to breathe or anything like that. So all the sports stuff I did before my accident, besides the trouble, I didn't know what was around for people with disabilities at that stage. So I had no purpose to breathe. So what could I do?
Inspiring people.
I do. Yeah, it's what gives my life meaning, I guess, and it's who I actually authentically am. And I think, once we discover that, we're sort of on our way, I think, in life, yeah.
It's amazing, Brian, and I'm just looking at your notes. You said my mother suffered a paranoid...
Right. If you have some mental illness, they would, on a rare occasion, they'd say it would be demonic possession. Sure. But more likely than not, it's just that you're not disciplined enough. Mm-hmm. Or if your children are playing up, you need to discipline them more to keep them in line.
Biggest thing I've ever done, massive stadium, but also broadcasted live.
Let's have a look at it. Do you want to have a quick look?
Absolutely.
Chloe, international superstar.
Įspūdingoji Chloe Max, The Pussycat Dolls narė, Australijos žvaigždė.
That's absolutely sensational.